Welcome to the Kpopcast. I'm your K-pop host, Stephanie, and I'm joined by our East Coast producer, Ariana.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Where have I heard that before? With us in spirit. So today we'll be talking about ATEEZ's double comeback songs, Wave and Illusion.
Letting you know if these songs are daebak or not. But before we dive into that, first our hit replays.
Hit replays are songs we recommend y'all listen to on replay for the week. Ariana, it's really hard to guess what song you picked for this week. I just have no idea.
It could have been a lot because there's been a lot of songs coming out, particularly for BTS Festa. Mm-hmm. But this one it's my first love of the season. It was Tonight by Jin. This song, like I said, came out for the 6-year anniversary, but I wanted to say, it's more of a personal thing for me because while a lot of people say, oh, it's a song about loss of love, he wrote it for the loss of his pets. And it actually came out the day after I had to put my long-term love, my dog, down.
That's right.
Yeah, and I was really devastated, and I feel like this song is really helping me through the grieving process. Yeah. And I read a lot about how he lost his dog in 2017, and then he lost his 2 sugar gliders recently. And so I feel like he was singing to me a little bit, even though it's definitely not about me.
He was definitely singing to you.
Yes, that's what it is. But I can't wait to see what he does in the future, because this is a really beautiful song.
It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. Na 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 na. Whoa, oh, oh. I can't let go.
Jin knows how to get all of us in our feels.
So many feels. But I'm sure you have something quite different for us,
yes.
Steph. What is your hit replay?
So this song kind of puts me in my feels as well. It is the long-awaited comeback from Lee Hi.
Yes.
So I didn't pick her title track, the Tropical House one, but I picked something that I just heard the first few notes and I just knew this is my girl. Come to play. It is No Way featuring G.SOUL, which is, I think, track number 2 on her mini album. Go out and get it, stream it, buy it now, blast it. This song is R&B honey.
Yes.
Honey. Okay.
I miss her R&B. Oh.
Exactly, right. She is in her element. She's soulful. And G.SOUL does a really nice job with his higher notes, matching well with her lower, alto vocal tones. However, I'm thinking now maybe Lee Hi should team up with the new singer Tama on a song. That would be so nice, right? Just low all over the place.
It can't be another 3 years that we don't hear from her. We need something coming soon.
3 days. That's the deadline.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I just wanna dance with you forever. 멀어지지 마, don't ever. There's no way. There's no way. 내게만 느낄 수 있는 sweetest fantasy. 어떤 누구도 no baby. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Moving on to our daebak or not for ATEEZ's Wave and Illusion.
Before we break down these comeback songs, we have to talk about something that was unique to this comeback.
I've kind of seen versions of this where we see releases of 2 songs and they kind of gauge what's going to be the lead song off of, like, they're basically the song that they would submit to each TV show as like the competition song, right? Well, ATEEZ did something different. Them and their production company actually allowed the fans to vote for what the promotional song would be. Yeah.
What?
So they basically, at the end, like last couple weeks of May, said, we have 2 songs for you. You get to vote and decide what song should be our promotional song. And
I'm sure the fans went crazy.
It was crazy. Like, and basically every few days we get more information. So we just got like the initial beats for each of the songs. And then a few days later, we got like a minute and a half of each song with the choreo. You know what I mean? And we get like little snippets here and there. And at the end, there were over 600,000 votes.
Get out.
And if you can believe it, Wave won. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it took in a little bit of consideration for each piece. So it was like audio voting, choreo voting, and then the members got to vote as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. But Wave just barely edged out.
Right. I was going to ask how close it was.
It was pretty close. I think it was like 52% to 48%. It was something
This is like a
real
presidential
close.
election.
Yeah. And it's actually funny because a lot of people said, like, I think they assumed Illusion was going to win because the video's so much more intense than Wave. And it looks like, you know, like they put a set together.
Sure.
Whereas Wave is like basically just an outdoor shot of them being on the beach.
Right.
But
like, I've seen this before.
I think it's interesting that this was used this time around. It's something we're probably going to see more people do in the future too.
Definitely.
It's a really good idea.
It's super creative, and I think it is so ATEEZ that, like, from the beginning, they have been way more accessible and in touch with interacting with the fans. Like, even, I remember their last comeback, they did dance tutorial videos where they're teaching the fans how to do the choreo. They're just, like, really innovating in creative ways here.
Yeah, and I think it's smart. They work with My Music Taste for their concerts too, and so it's interesting to use the same company to kind of put together the fans having a say in the music that's being presented to them, which I think is really cool. Even though the music's already recorded, we still get to decide what they're going to submit to the TV shows, you know?
Right. I mean, that's like every fan's dream, right?
Yeah.
Like, they can not only be in touch with the artist, but they can have their voice heard. Well, I like this song better. I want you to do this. It's fan service run amok. We
basically had a winner here, which was Wave. We figured we would talk about that song first. I want to dive a little bit into the lyrics here. Waves is actually a pretty awesome song because it's a pretty empowering song. Basically, the concept of the song is waves or obstacles are a part of our lives, and let's just face them together. Let's go head on into the waves together, and we're going to come out of them. Yeah, there's a couple of lyrics I want to show that you can see where they're really talking about this. One is, if this moment is our wave, don't be afraid to face it harder.
Ooh.
Yeah. Another concept is that you enjoy the waves while you're in them. So it's like the part where he, you know, the gumba, that part. Yeah. That's actually,
Nice.
he's saying, cheers, the moment under the sun. Like, you're supposed to be happy you're under the sun and you are in these hard times because there's going to be good times at the end. And of course, our favorite is, when you want to stop, shout after sweeping your hair, Hakuna Matata, yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
These are just such great ideas. And I actually saw in an M2 video where they're all kind of having fun together and playing this game where they're CEOs deciding on what song that they should pick. Woo Young said that this is a song that ATEEZ is singing to A-Tiny, their fans. They're singing, we want to go through the hard times with you. We are there for you. And we're going to come out stronger together. And I think it's a really beautiful, empowering message.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I just thought this was about, like, dancing on the beach. In the sun.
Yeah.
It's summer. Get out in the sun. Have fun. Surf in the waves. But it's nice that there's at least one layer of meaning.
It's actually just like a very sweet song for members and their fans.
So moving on to an aspect of the video that maybe has less deep meaning, but it's still enjoyable, is the visuals. You already hinted at it a minute ago, but basically what we see in the video is the boys are on a beach vacation. They are out in the sun with a breeze, making their flowy tie-dye shirts flow back and forth. Oh yes, so much tie-dye, so much blue. There's blue hair, there's blonde hair. They are the beach. They are one with the beach, you might say. They even like do the things that we all do if we and our friends are going to spend a weekend on the beach. You see them shopping in the supermarket, like recording each other with a camcorder, and they're just partying all day, all night. And there's even a really nice shot at the end where there's sunset, and all you see are the boys' shadows and silhouettes dancing with the orange and purple tones of the sky in the back. That was super
beautiful
cool for me. And then one thing that reminded me of BTS is that they carry a couch around with them. I was like, wait a minute.
Didn't we just have this conversation about couches and BTS?
Didn't we? Yeah. Didn't we just do that on the last episode? I was like, this is a thing. And then if you watch the live performance, there's a cool special effect they did on the stage where they projected what looks like water onto the stage. So it looks like they're swimming and surfing and all of that.
When I saw the very first performance, I was like, oh my God, it looks like they're dancing on the water. Yeah. Because it's like behind them and below them. It was so pretty.
I think we might have some water effects to look forward to in the live show.
Yes.
Wet hair, wet ATEEZ.
Shirts off.
Moving on. Okay. Yes, that would be really
They're old
cool.
enough for me to say that, so.
Right? Exactly. Case closed.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, I thought that the visuals were just they were really cool seeing them like tear it up in the grocery store. But you're right, the most beautiful shot is them just dancing with the silhouettes, seeing their silhouettes in the sun. It's just so beautiful. It really does give you that like summer vibe.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. So that, I think, lets us flow and wave right into the choreo.
Yes.
Yeah, which I really liked. They kind of go together so well.
They
the
do.
choreo is definitely African or Afro-Latin inspired. There's grounded moves where you wave and sashay your body back and forth, where you're putting your legs in and out like soca, chicken legs. There's one point in the chorus where they're putting their legs in and out, but also flapping their arms like birds as well. And so that just made me think of tropical parrots.
Yes.
And also made me think of a dance class that I took this morning called Rhythm and Motion, where we just like leap and flail around and get a workout that way.
Yes.
I'll have to request that ATEEZ be on the playlist for that.
This looks like it would
class.
make you so wet.
Yes, exactly. This is a fun summer song, but the choreo is a workout for sure.
Yeah.
And like the last thing I would call out is that whenever my man Mingi enters the scene, like all eyes are on him. He knows how to do an entrance. He specifically knows how to do those like masculine sweeping entrance moves, right? I think he was the one in Say My Name who did the shopping cart. Yes. Right? Yes. And everyone was like, oh, this is the move. This is the iconic thing. So there's something about him and how he masters the stage with his choreo.
I saw them live earlier this year, and I will tell you, I have my love for Hongjoong because I really do always love the leaders. They're always like the first that I notice. And of course, he had the beautiful mullet.
The mullet.
I miss it a little bit.
Yeah, it's gone now.
I know. The red hair is fine, but I miss it a little bit. But Mingi was just intoxicating to watch.
Just as good live.
And he is sexy as all hell. He just... I have videos and there are videos of him. Woo! I couldn't actually record that many videos because I was far enough away that the only thing I could see were other cameras. But he would get on stage and all eyes are on him. He's so incredible to watch. And so it is funny when you see him like jump through and throw his body around. You're like, man can dance.
Yes.
Like, he could dance. For like a really tall, gangly guy.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because at the beginning they kind of all look like a wave in the dance moves when they're like coming together. Because there's such that beautiful musical intro to the song, the choreo at the beginning goes so well with it. And then I started to watch it. I was like, oh my God, this is one of those choreos where everything matches so well to the music. As per usual, we've got this produced by Buddy, Lee's, Eden, and then Hongjun and Mingi are on the lyrics. Yep. So this is pretty much all their songs.
The dream team.
I mean, they should never break up. All of them should work together forever. Yep. We brought back that 2017 Tropical House.
Oh my gosh, was that 2017?
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
I know.
Not that bands haven't always been doing this for years now. This was like a new reinvigoration of that.
Right.
Soompi referred to the song as Moombaton with guitar sounds that are reminiscent to country music.
Country.
Which I was like, I guess a version of country, maybe.
You know what the acoustic guitar in the beginning reminds me of is I Want It That Way.
Yes, yes. I was like, when they said country music, I was like, you mean 90s R&B?
Right.
Like,
well, yeah, the boundaries are
it's all over
together.
Yeah, and one of the things I was reading a bunch of reviews about the album and the songs, and I came across, sometimes I read the bias list. I really like the writing, and the writer said, one of the things that impresses me most about ATEEZ is their ability to take musical approaches I usually hate and twist them into something incredibly galvanizing. And I agree with that. I didn't dislike Tropical House 2017, but I definitely got tired of it.
You're so tired of it.
Yeah, but this song didn't feel like another Tropical House song, right?
Yeah.
It felt something different, like there was more to it a little bit.
Well, I feel like it was well produced.
Yeah.
And it starts with the subtle acoustics and then moves into more heavy production in the chorus.
It didn't feel derivative of Tropical House. It felt like a different version of it. But I also think part of it is that we like this band, right? When BTS does a Tropical House song, we're like, well, we kind of like this one a little bit more too. But I do think it's not just because we like the bands, it's because there's a production element that doesn't just say like, oh, let's just take exact Moombaton samples and copy and paste things. There's something added here, right? And I think part of what it is they focused on the vocalists in this song. There's a heavy emphasis on their very strong vocal line, like incredibly strong vocal line. At the very beginning, you get this open and airy, beautiful introduction, right?
Yes, can feel the breeze.
Yeah, we see them kind of doing their wave. Rodri actually commented on this, saying that this was probably his favorite part of the song, was just this like whole intro just for the song. In the pre-chorus and the chorus, you start to see they have like tons and tons of vocal layering, almost like an a cappella group, but it really reminded me of 90s R&B boy bands, like, you know,
Backstreet Boys.
You had, they used to do a cappella all the time, and you would hear it on top of each other. And then even in the rap sections, you hear all these beautiful vocal flourishes in the background. You know, you hear the vocalist behind them. And then, of course, in the final section, we have Maknae Jungho just...
Oh, cutie.
Yeah, his voice just takes over, you know? So I think that's probably why it feels a little bit different for us, is that it's not just a regular Tropical House song. It's something unique to the Tropical House songs we've heard in the past.
Gosh, yeah, I have trouble putting my finger on how it's different. Like, I know I like it, but
it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. I that was kind of my deduction, is normally when we hear Tropical House songs, I feel like it's much more about the background, like the Moombaton and going with the Spanish style, and less about the vocalists. And maybe that's probably what it is. At least for me.
There is that trend that we've seen of the chorus being all instrumental, and they just say one word and then let it go.
Yeah. And it almost seems like they're going to do that, because they go, it's Hakuna Matata, yeah. But then you hear, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
So it goes right back to the vocalists, you know? So it's not empty. There's something there, which I think is true. Michaela wasn't able to join us, but she did send in some of her thoughts on their songs. And my favorite is, she says, Wave is my pick for the new Lion King movie soundtrack.
Yes. Hakuna Matata, yeah. Oh my God. They need to put that in.
It would be so good if they could. Like, what if Timon and Pumbaa sang this song? I don't know.
Oh my God. Yes. In Korean. People wouldn't know what to do.
At all.
It would be worth it. So I think that wraps it up for our wave section. But you know, we have a second song to talk about.
More ATEEZ.
ATEEZ all day, all day.
빛의 보라색 별 꽃을 춤춰 노래는 또 어디선가 말을 거네 밤새 돌아가서 party all night long oh yeah yeah 날 따라올래 너 날 따라올래 you 해 뜰 때까지 right 밤새 돌아가서 party all night long oh yeah yeah
I have to say, when they started to do the competition, I immediately was Team Illusion. I was very quickly Team Illusion.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know what it was, but something about the beat really got me right away.
Yeah.
But first, at least, seems a lot less deep, right? This is a party song. You literally, the main English words are party all night.
All night, yeah.
And I think that's what you can take away from the song. But I think it is slightly deeper, right?
Okay.
And I think that it's because you have to look at both the definition of illusion and the lyrics a little bit. So
Tell me more.
I had to look up the definition of illusion because it's like, you're like, one of those words, you're like, I know what that means, but I
know what
need
that
to
means,
see
but-
it. Yeah. So one of the definitions of illusion is a thing that is or is likely to be wrongly perceived or interpreted by the senses, right? So we're seeing something, but it's not quite what it seems. So kind of some of the lyrics that tie into this are, it's like a lie. The view is like a lie. Close and open my eyes. Close and open several times. So, you know, when you're like seeing something, you're not sure if, yeah, is that what I'm seeing, right?
Blink, blink, yeah.
And then there's this other section that says, on the pink grain of sand, on the iridescent ocean, should I draw my more fantastic dream? Everything is beautiful here. So I think the idea is the illusion is sometimes better than the reality, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy to just keep partying and enjoy the illusion.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Until
like
the next morning.
Whereas Wave is like, let's get through these hard times together. This one is
Yeah.
like, ignore it. Let's have fun.
Feeling a wave in my head right now.
Yes.
That's how I feel after the Soul Train K-pop party that Peter DJs. Oh.
I'm amazed that you're able to go to that and then come and record the next day.
I did not go this weekend, but
Okay, good.
one time I did go. Yeah, stayed out way too late.
Yeah, that would be very hard for me to get through. But yeah, you can, now this is now a song that he can throw on because it ties in. And I also think that the lyrics also tie in a little bit to their pirate theme that they have going on, because they have a line that says a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I don't know what date it is today, which is, if you're a pirate on a ship, you don't know what date
Not really.
it is.
Right.
And also when you're partying, you
Also
don't know
when
what
you're
date it is. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's
So a
always
little
like
deep.
one little layer, just a
Yeah.
little deep. You know,
Yeah.
just the kiddie pool. Kiddie pool. Yeah. Yes. So you mentioned the pirate theme, and that is the one word I would use to describe the visuals in this music video. It is all nautical all around, and it is super cute because the boys are on a wooden explorer ship like Columbus and are sailing through
the clouds.
what's clearly sailing through the clouds and what is clearly an animated background. So that gives it this really cute, like, oh, they're in a kid's storybook.
Yeah, it reminded me of Peter Pan.
Exactly, Peter Pan. Totally. And so the boys wake up on the ship. So they were asleep or dreaming. They wake up there and they start playing around, acting like they're using binoculars, acting like they're using a map and a compass. Like, you don't know what you're doing. But they're super adorable. At one point, one of the members sings his lyrics into the magnifying glass, and his lips look really big.
Song, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
He really is like the funniest person in this video. I can't get over it.
I'm sure that was improvised. Super funny. Boys are wearing what look to be kind of 90s inspired outfits, I think. There is a lot of red and primary colors, baggy shirts, prints, and like high-waisted yet baggy
So much
pants.
high waist.
So much high waist.
When I saw the high-waisted pant with bright t-shirt tucked in with like a popped collar, I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
The 90s are here to stay.
Exactly. The 90s are back. I honestly, not my fave.
Oh, it's my fave.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm all about that 90s.
That's great. Well, this is for you. Hongjung in particular is really pushing some boundaries here with the fashion.
So many jackets.
Yes, especially the first jacket he has on is this, I don't know what thrift shop sale bin he got that from, but it's this long red fuzzy trench robe with stripes.
And all of me said, where do I find this jacket?
He makes everything look so good.
Everything.
You know,
and I would look like a Yeti if I wore that.
Me
So
too.
I know I can actually have it.
But yeah, they are in 90s wear. They're on a boat. They are headed towards some kind of island that has purple washed out color scheme. And then by the end of the video, they go into a cave and they see light at the end of the tunnel and they run towards it. And then, spoiler alert, the boys wake up again from a dream in the beach
Basically
town
in the Wave music video.
of Wave. And they're
Yeah.
ready for their next adventure.
I watched this right before we recorded and I found a little, I guess it's not a spoiler. It's a little bit of like if you didn't watch it like really deeply, you probably wouldn't have seen it.
Okay.
When they're getting into the final, I guess, chorus, you could say, you see them running, you see them going through all like the purple with all
Right.
the like, I guess it's, but
There's,
just
like,
fabric hanging
curtains or
down.
something.
Yeah.
Shower
And
curtains.
at some point that you see like a shining light towards the end.
Yes.
And what you see a silhouette.
What?
The silhouette is
Jesus.
the character from Say My Name that has the hat.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
you know how they end up in the hats and then in Hala Hala?
Yes.
There's a figure in the back that they, I guess, run towards.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who dat?
It was like a split second and I was like,
Oh my gosh. Are
Yeah,
you sure?
so
You sure you didn't hallucinate that?
I had to pause it because I was like, there's no way. You know, I've been saying this in Pirate King. I was waiting for full pirate mode. Like, I've been waiting for this for a while.
Come on. Exactly.
I
You were
needed it.
saying that. You're like,
Yes.
I'm pissed that they're not.
I was like, yeah, this song is good. I needed a pirate theme. I need them in boots.
Like
I need
real-
them on a. I need them on.
They got a little closer. They're
They're
on a boat.
I mean, can I just tell you? I have a Peter Pan tattoo. I'm obsessed with
Whoa.
the concept of them
Yeah.
being on a boat and flying through the air. So this was really cool to actually see. But the fact that they very quickly, moment that you almost didn't see, tie it into that. Everything's beautiful.
Oh, man. So moving on to the choreo, I really think that what you just said, where they hint at or foreshadow something at the end, that actually happens in the choreo in the very introduction. So they start out by just standing at attention with their hands crossed over each other, legs spread a little bit, heads down, looking serious, as just a single, I think, kick drum starts the song. But then when the staccato piano comes in, doot, 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 then all of a sudden they become happy, goofy people bouncing back and forth,
Yes.
hey, bouncing their shoulders, bouncing on their legs, like, gotcha, you thought.
you thought we could be serious.
Yeah, exactly. You thought this was going to be another Say My Name joint, but we are here to just bounce around and party, and that is what they did.
Yes.
It was honestly like hard for me to find an iconic move. It was hard for me to find patterns in what they're doing.
My iconic move, I call it inappropriate word drop, where you put your hands up over your head and you do the like shake around. We're doing it over
Yes,
there.
I did see that.
Yes,
that's cute.
That's my iconic move from it.
You know, there's something for everyone. I'm sure we should ask the fans, like, what
What
move
was your favorite move?
favorite in this? One of my favorite parts is a pretty athletic thing they do. I believe it's in the second bridge, where on every downbeat they drop to the ground
drop.
and pop back up.
Yes.
Drop and drop.
Yes.
And drop. I'm like, are
I was
you
like,
okay?
your knees.
Ooh, yes, those joints. Protect yourself. But they can handle it. They are super athletic.
Yes.
And this just fits the party all night long theme, right? There's one part in the verse where they do the oh, 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 oh. And that's when I think some old school, they're rookies, but old school ATEEZ characteristic moves of like smooth hip hop sliding to the side, body rolling to the side, back and forth. I was like, yeah, that's my jam, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then in the blink of an eye, it was gone.
It turned into a party song immediately.
Exactly.
There's a point where I was like, none of them are even dancing together anymore.
They're just like jumping around, bumping into each other.
We kind of see this with some bands in the past where they do meme choreography, right? Where you do like the things that we find funny on memes, all that choreo.
Yeah.
This popped in a lot in this song. And like I said, my favorite move is kind of a meme choreography. And we've seen this with other bands doing this. One of my favorite choreos, which is BTS's Go-Go. Yeah. Right? You know, and that's another one where it's like party all night long. And that also has a message of like, this is what you think of the youth. All we do is like party and have fun. I think this is kind of going on the same tone of that, although they looked way more together in the BTS choreo than this one did. At least with Go-Go, I could probably point to like a point choreo where like people will repeat this, whereas this one I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will pop into any kind of repeatable choreo.
I can tell that they put a lot of effort into choreographing this. There's really nice one-hit wonder, gone in a flash moves, but it was hard for me to pick out a larger structure.
Yeah. I'd probably say similar to Wave. I don't know if I could point to like, oh, this is the choreo we're going to remember.
Yeah.
Whereas like the past comeback, Say My Name, was very memorable. Oh, yes. The choreo is very specific.
Say my name, say my name.
And like the grocery cart, whereas I don't know if I would pick one of these.
Right.
But it also a little bit reminds me of, and probably in the audio too, Shine by Pentagon, right?
I was waiting for you to say that. I knew it.
It's both choreo and audio, and I guess I can allow us to talk a little bit more about audio, which Michaela also, she left us a little comment where she says, Illusion is a few piano samples away from Shine.
Right.
Which is also true.
Right. You ain't never lie, Michaela.
We like that thing. We like the positive, upbeat piano party songs, right? Yep. Exactly.
I hear a little love scenario in that as well.
Yes. We kind of like those stripped back, very specific instrument heavy songs, right? There is a posy hip hop song, you know? Mm-hmm. And this is much more of a hip hop track, whereas I feel like the last one focused much more on vocals. Illusion focuses on the rappers, or at least harder sounds. Yeah. And there's more percussion, and it's a little bit stronger of a song. True. Stronger as in like aggressive. Yeah. It also, I felt really proud of myself. I actually sat down and tried to structure out the song.
Without Michaela?
Yeah, I know. I did it on my own. What? I was a choir kid, so I've had to do this before.
Ooh, hidden talent.
I know. It has the exact same structure as Say My Name. Like exactly the same. How when the rappers come in, like it's always the same rappers, but it's exactly the same structure. It's probably why I think I took to it faster. Yeah. I also think it probably has like stronger hooks, and the chorus is a little bit stronger than Wave. Like I can pinpoint where those parts are, and I think about them more in my head. Like they pop into my head a little bit more often. Really? Yeah. But the main thing we have to talk about with this song is the auto-tune.
Exactly. Yes.
I have gone down. I have gone down so many times and said I do not like auto-tune. It is not my favorite. Not that I can't appreciate a little bit here and there, like if it's used well.
It's just like so much of it is crossed over into just unnecessary, comical. I don't know. Cheesy.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's because like it's being overused. Yeah. I would say that this one's used a little bit more strategically. You don't hear it as much on larger vocal moments. Like Jungho almost never has it done on his voice, because why would you sully that voice? But it's used a little bit with the rappers. I don't think Hongjoon has it as much because his voice already kind of sounds like he has auto-tune on it. Wow. Yeah. But like it's used, I would say, a little bit more than I would even really love. Like I don't know if it's as strategic as say like a BTS song that would use auto-tune, which you hear every so often. Yeah. But I want to put a comparison out there to Everyday, which I cannot stand the auto-tune in that song. This one I like a little bit more, and I was wondering what it is when auto-tune doesn't work. What is the line where it's like, I can actually continue to listen to Illusion. I enjoy this song. Yeah. Whereas Everyday drives me crazy.
I think it probably has to do with balance.
Yeah.
And with how autotune fits in with the suite of other instruments and sounds that are included in the song. And I think for this one, for Illusion, you have not only autotune, but other synthetic kind of video game sounding beep, ba-doop, ba-doop. And it all just like flows together nicely. An orchestra of artificial
Yeah. I had another quote from the bias list. I think it gives an idea of why I think I like it a little bit more. He said, Illusion is delivered in a freewheeling, slurred fashion, giving it an off-kilter vibe, which feels just unpolished enough to offer some grit. And I think that's what it is it's not polished.
Interesting.
So the auto-tune seems to add something to it.
Yeah.
Whereas Everyday is so polished, right? It's very clean.
Yes.
So the auto-tune doesn't seem like it's really doing anything.
True.
It's just like an effect.
This really feels like a party, like it just came together.
Exactly. And,
okay, I get it.
And again, it could just be I really like this band and I have an affinity for them, but I also have an affinity for Winner. But that song did not do it for me as much as this one does. Yeah.
It didn't hit it.
I mean, it's an interesting conversation to keep having is when is auto-tune crossing a line?
Tell us on Twitter.
Please, we need to know.
Send in examples of auto-tune done wrong, auto-tune done right, and if we get some submissions, then we'll talk about it next time too.
I think we've gone through everything we can talk about with these two songs. So
I believe so.
It's time to give our final scores.
Woot woot.
For the concept, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. For Wave, how would you rate it, Stephanie?
Wave concept, including choreo, I'm going to have to go with 3.4.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 3.4 as well, I think. I was like thinking 3.5, but
I know, our faces are like scrunching up like...
Okay, so let's keep going with Wave.
Okay.
For audio, what would you give it?
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
I love that part. So I'm gonna bump up with audio here to 3.7.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
I'm actually going to keep this as a 3.4. Not that I don't like the song, it's not my favorite of the two. Or even on the album. There's even better songs on the album, guys.
That's
Listen
right.
to the whole
Everyone,
album.
you need to check out the whole album. It flows so nicely for your
Such a summer album. Okay, next
up.
we got to do Illusion. Let's start with the concept for you, Steph.
Okay. Concept for Illusion. I feel like I've seen this kind of theme a couple times before. Who was it who did 17 do a Peter Pan?
That summer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to have to ding him for that just a little bit and go with like 3.3. What about you? Concept.
So I like the pirate concept so much, and it finally gave me everything I wanted because I've been wanting this the whole time. I'm going to go with a 4.
Woo!
I loved it.
4.
Loved it.
She loves the pirates, guys.
Love it. Give me more pirates. Okay, so for audio, Steph, for this one.
Audio, Illusion, it was not my favorite out of the two. Maybe it's because I'm coming off this rhythm and motion dance class with the Afrobeat rhythms. Like, Wave is more my style. So, audio score for Illusion is going to be 3 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was my favorite, not of the album, but definitely of the two. And I'm going to give it a 3.9.
Dang.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
up
actually
there.
could have gotten a little bit further up there, but there's one album, the song on the album just takes the cake for me.
What, are you going to tell us?
Aurora.
Oh.
Aurora is the song. I love it. They're actually promoting that song too. It's beautiful.
Amazing.
I love it.
All right. Well, our final scores are in. All of our reviews are done. We have gotten it all out of our system. So, was ATEEZ Wave
daebak or not? Daebak. Yeah.
All right, number 2. Moving
Another.
on. Was ATEEZ Illusion
daebak or not? Definitely daebak.
Barely daebak for me. why not? Cool.
Yeah, definitely full daebak for the album too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great job, boys.
Are you ready for this? Simsalabim!
Well, you can always chat with us on Twitter at the Kpopcast.
Or shoot us an email with your constructive feedback and episode ideas at kpopcastshow@gmail.com.
We reach out to our followers on Twitter and ask what they thought of this comeback.
We've got a lot of comments on this, but we picked two that showcase that there is something for everyone on this album. At Worth Maddie hit us up and said, the guy who didn't like their last album gives this one a daebak.
Yes.
Thumbs up emoji. It's giving me all those summer stoop jam feels. Illusion is more my taste than Wave, but both are excellent tracks. Summer stoop jam feels. That's what I'm talking about. Very
That's
nice.
exactly what it is. And at pessimistic_Oz said, Illusion was definitely the better title track for me with a great MV. But even though I like the MV and the album when I listen to it, I can't remember any of the songs afterward.
Ooh.
They're not nearly as memorable as Say My Name. I love ATEEZ, but this album was just all right to me.
Yeah.
I get it.
Good point.
Say My Name really made an impact.
I kind of agree. At the end of the day, Say My Name is still at the top for me.
Yeah, that album is amazing too.
So we also checked in with our Instagram followers, and here are a few comments from them.
Spirit Moves Meg said, I've had ATEEZ's new album on a loop all day. The whole thing is a masterpiece.
Well then.
Girl, get it.
And
Yes.
then, oh my God, is this Matt? Supermatic.
Yes, Supermatic.
We love you. Come back. Supermatic said, Wave just barely edges out Illusion for me, but Utopia is also fire, though. The whole album is okay hands emoji. He typed that out. Okay hands emoji.
Yeah, he actually typed it out. He did that, I think it's
Yeah,
okay.
the 3 fingers up, the okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
I was like, I think that's right.
Yeah. All right, so signing off. The K-Popcast is produced by Peter Lowe, Stephanie Parker, and Ariana Khan. Edited by Peter Lowe and Michaela J. Let our listeners know where they can find you on Twitter.
You can find me at Ariana_Y_Khan.
And I'm at S Parker 2.
And of course, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share this episode online. Or anywhere with your mom.
Write it down on a Post-it.
Send a letter.
Carrier pigeon.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Thanks. See you soon.
Bye.